Okay, so took a break. Now, woohoo! I don't know, part two or whatever. I'm still trying to get the streaming code. Oh my gosh! I'm just like I need help. So the Lord has been good. I was at church, so I was good. I was obedient. I think obedient is the best thing. I did go to church on the way where I was born again. It's a long story. So if you want to hear it, I guess what I want to do is set up the live streaming. Then, you know, someone would ask me, how do you meet Jesus or whatever. Then I can go off, right? But this is almost like live. I just got a new, what do you call it, cheapy tripod for the phone, so that I don't have to hold it. And then I uploaded. Anyways, Cheryling. And what I will do is I'm gonna put my PayPal me, or go to my website, myricegirl.com. There's a PayPal donation as well. You can get the video, but if you go through the Rice Girl production, that's a charitable contribution. Rice Girl Productions. Yeah. What's wrong with charitable contributions? Nothing wrong with it. Okay, just click to donate. Anyways, I get probably 98%. I think they take like 2% or something like that. So that's why I'm doing it through PayPal. Venmo is good too. But, you know, I see other people like Grindal, and, you know, they're doing some good work. Grindal, I think 61. I gotta find their PayPal too, because they're driving all over California to expose these lies of the Democrats. And like I said, it's not about the party, it's about the belief. If you believe that we should surrender all our freedom and be handcuffed by the government, like I said, the government was there, you know, our founding father that had said the Constitution is to guarantee us to have the freedom of speech, to have the freedom to worship. But the government now, it's just hijacked by these bad people. We need to take them back. You know, who says that pitch one another, division and race, and then, because they're reparation. It's like the Al Sharpton or something. I mean, you should be glad that the founding father brought African American to the United States. You want to be in Congo? Look at the footage. They don't want to show it to you. People are hacking people to death with machetes. Seriously, Congo, Kenya. Go to, if you have DirecTV 347. They will actually, they have it's a new channel. It's called One American Network. They just like have footages. I think they're new. I don't know what channel. You should demand your cable to carry this One American Network, because they show all over the world, like different countries that, you know, you don't get to see, because the definitely the brainwashing mainstream media. I don't even listen to it, because, you know, it's a stupid headline. The biggest Las Vegas murder in the history, butcher massacre, broad, not broad daylight, but yeah, almost might as well, just under the heaven, you know, the watchful eyes, a big sacrifice. And what does CNN do? Oh, so Kelly came out and said this. Just forget that. It's blah blah, but it's bullshit. Alright, so high impact flex, and I think the health ranger, he's excellent. He did an excellent breakdown on this Las Vegas thing. I try to gather a little evidences because we want to be in the know. I hate to say this. Class in session! What the word says was, what? My people perish for the lack of knowledge. Know that, not Gentiles, my people, the children of God. If we're hiding like this, we perish for the lack of not knowing. The lack of knowledge is what kills us. It is true. If you didn't know there's a ditch, you found it. It's simple as that. Kill you. All right? Yeah, I hate to say that. That poor cop, remember the big earthquake? He didn't know the bridge had broken off. So the not knowing killed him right there. But these things kill you slowly because they just strangle you. It's a serpent. So I sort of broken it down, and I'm grateful that fell. I'm not grateful that fell, but that piece of paper fell. Because I'm kind of a little flamboyant out there or whatever. But high impact, high flex impact. Anyway, Health Ranger, he did an excellent broken down. Breakdown, if you're not familiar, I'll just say that again. So this is Cheryl Ling. A breakdown, because you're in Hollywood, and it's a very familiar word because we even have a breakdown service. Is when you get a screenplay, you break it down so that they know, oh, for example, what scene and what character. And the breakdown service make a lot of money because all the agents subscribe to them when a huge film comes out, or they're casting, and then there's a breakdown of characters, scene by scene. You know, for example, Teresa, it says 50 to 60 years old, Caucasian, who's caring, but who has cancer or whatever, you know, and then the son. That's carefully broken down. So this thing, you know, again, just because I'm in Hollywood, whatever you think it is for entertainment value, this Las Vegas thing, of course, Las Vegas, you have to think. They call themselves the entertainment center, but don't forget that the devil has control. Seriously, if you didn't know, the devil controls the world. Because if it wasn't so, then, you know, we would be in a different millennium. We'd be walking on the streets of gold, and that's in the future. But we have to endure, I hate to say endure, this time of trials and tribulation. If you didn't know, that was in the Revelation, the book of Revelation. It talks about the tribulation. So this is an evil time. It could almost to the end time. I'm surprised, like, as much as I like Alex Jones, and he doesn't talk about this, the money scheme behind this. So if you break it down, you know, I don't have the fancy graphs like, you know, a lot of them do. But let's just, you know, I don't have to be, I'm not reporting news or whatever, but let's just say someone has a script of this Las Vegas thing, a carefully planned out event. Let's just say I would pick somebody like Harvey Weinstein. You produce this because you're really good at hiring script writers. There's a script. Why? It's very easy. It's plain there. It's called Harvest 91101, right? Remember the concert. It's Harvest 91, and of course Jason Aldean was picked. He's handpicked. You know, they still call this the society or whatever, Illuminati. I don't know. I don't care what names you give them, but it's real. It is real, as real as you walk out there, you know, and fall into a ditch if you're not careful. So the pyramids, the so-called the pyramid of sacrifice taking place out, because I'm trying to look now instead of like getting, because it's a pyramid, remember. Now we were trying to get a little piece of information, a little piece there. They were shooting here, and I in fact saw a footage for real, you know, because people cell phone everywhere. And these people, they don't care. They're way beyond law, like George Soros, Clinton, so-called the deep state. They're the one that who's behind all the scam of government control. Remember the goal, their goal is to take away your rights to defend yourself, your ability. Because that's very clear and very simple. I kept saying it from the communist country. There are just few of them in power, but once they lie to the people, and by saying that we're gonna redistribute little people, you have all the so-called landowners, you take their money and put them in jail and blah blah blah. But eventually the communists, I'm talking about China, right, they butcher their people. So how do they do that? There are few of them, but to control them is to take away the ability to even hold a ginsu knife. Seriously, they confiscate the pots and the pans, metal, anything that they feel like could be a threat to them. So it's happening. It's the same, very simple gimmick. It's used over and over. So that's the goal, to immediately out there blow everything up. Oh, guns are bad. Piece of metal not gonna hit you over the head, right? I am in control. So, you know, when they say gun is bad, like as if the gun's gonna go out and shoot somebody by its own. No, guns are not bad. Most of the gun owners, I know. When I even lived in Hawaii, the so-called NRA leader, who's Maxwell Cooper, who's the HRA, Hawaii Rifle Association, total responsible, very, 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 very careful, thorough, teaching everything about not just the law, about the safety, because they have a training program. So it's just like you have to learn how to drive a car. It's the same thing. I mean, anything could be a weapon. Like, you know, just fertilizer, you can use it as a weapon. So the bad people, they want to kill you, they will find ways. And that's exactly why you need more of the ability even to go practice, use a shotgun or whatever to protect yourself. Because the average shot, I'm serious, I'm in Los Angeles. I had a thread, it takes 5 hours and I have to actually stay on the phone to persuade, got hung up. I don't know how many times, 7 times I got hung up. They refused. I called 911. They refused to come out. First it was busy. They said we were busy. Seriously, they said, oh, it's a weekend. Is anybody down? Anybody hurt? If you were not hurt, if it was just a threat, forget it. You have to literally, you know, call an office, and then that goes to a machine and wait for them. So what I'm trying to say, if really push comes to shove, your ass is grass, honey, bunny. So don't let them fool you. You must be able to defend yourself. Must. It means that they're trying to bend your will. Seriously, who's a pleasant traveler? Nobody. You know, I was trying to crack little jokes when I'm in the airport. Nobody. Everybody looks like they're gonna cry or die. Nobody had a sense of humor. I was just trying to crack a joke, right? I mean, wasn't threatening anything. The scanner went off. By the way, that could be cancer causing. You don't know what they do, the X-ray scanner to your body. It's fucking radiation. And think about the scam of these people to make money. They want to put those so-called the X-ray, the scanners in every church, every synagogue, every park and ballpark. Maybe even gym. I don't want to give them church market. So that it's a scam. You have to sue them. They have to kill you slowly with your money because they're borrowing, well, you're paying back, right? I mean, taxation. What do you think the founding father rebelled against Britain for? We do not want you to freaking tax us to death. Nothing but tax, and they're laughing. Seriously, I got the property bill. There's like 18 items I don't recognize. Fucking unified school, $700 some, and I'm on the lower bracket. So I go, how come, I have Proposition 13 in California, why the fucking rate keep going up? They just fucking laugh. There's like 15 numbers you can call and say, why did they tag on the homeowners? They want to freaking kill you, burden you, and then take your property. Nobody should be able to do that because it's God's green earth. I should not be a victim of all these illegal shadow people, shadow government, people hiding. I'm saying they hijack the government. It should belong to the people. Instead, they're not kings. They cannot have rules over us. But they're doing it. And people are like going along with it. I can't believe some asshole actually wrote me on YouTube and said, oh, I gladly pay it. It was like 10 cents. They just added now. Since they're going to progressively raise your gasoline taxes, right? Seriously, per gallon is going to be 81 cents according to Grindal 61. He's the, I would call brother, fighting in the front line. He goes to, if you didn't know, Grindal, Gindall, Grindal 61, and then another person, Schaefer. So they go to all these secret .com meetings that the government steal your money and try to push you out, kill Trump supporters. That's their scheme with Las Vegas. So there, it's very broad and clear. Broad daylight. When I say broad daylight, the pyramid right in front of Luxor, that Sphynx, the evil figure, that's part of the script. That's supposed to be the blood sacrifice. That's why the so-called live entertainment is, I just found, somebody wrote me, thank you, are the one who owns by MGM, owns Mandalay Bay and owns that lower part of Vegas, who's owned by the CEO, Jim Moran, who's part of the Obama deep state. Yeah, seriously, he was the Homeland Security Counsel. So what does that mean? That they have a benefit coming when these more money, when these so-called the scat machines now they put in the airports, right? So they're putting it now in Las Vegas, and they're going to try to pass the law. They probably will pass the law in Nevada because it's so liberal. Yeah, anyway, so that every casino gonna have these machines that stand to make $1 billion, him and the Chertoff, and also Jim Moran dump off 85% of his stocks. I already said it all the way through. If you didn't believe me, look into the Yahoo Finance, the stock exchange's public information. So I got it from Zero Hedge. There were transaction days all the way from July, the end of July, and then August, and then a big chunk, right? Right before it happened. So, well, basically, what I guess is they didn't care of getting caught. If it was me, I was gonna pull this off, a massive massacre, and gonna try to kill 23,000 so-called Trump supporter. Okay, I get it. The Republicans, because if they said, well, if we lost in the ballot box, maybe we'll just kill them all. It's a sheer number game, you see. This is disgusting. So the left is always crying, oh, give us your guns, take away this so-called the Sandy Hook and all that kind of stuff. The deep state, Obama, really, they're implanted to pitch war, race wars, and class wars. So that you think that, Republicans for rich people, that's all a lie. You have to educate yourselves. Like my friend even said, who, excellent, discernment with color painting and paints for cars, offer $15 an hour for some mechanics. He said, no Mexican, usually he's Mexican, will take that job gladly. But since everybody's on public welfare, why do you have to bust your ass? No, there's no incentive to bust your ass. So what I'm trying to say is, even before you say, we get coolie from China or, from Africa or something like that, the so-called the slavery or whatever, cheap labor, it's the same thing. So once they get in here, I don't know, how can you be so blinded? And then the next thing, they can apply for so-called the nutritional supplement program now, because we don't want to call it food stamp. It sounds so cheap. We don't want to cheapen it. We're mobile. We're noble people. Oh, please give me a break. Beggars are beggars are beggars. All right. Yeah, I mean, I can understand maybe through hard times, temporarily, but unemployment and the so-called the benefit that goes on forever. And there's just not incentive and for people to work. Seriously, no wonder you say, we gotta keep getting more illegal people or whatever. But you're thinking you're futile, because once they're here in the beginning, sure, they'll pick your strawberries for, I don't know what's the minimum wage or whatever, but then they bring their family, the parents, and so you're gonna raise all of them. You're gonna cut them a check, because I know, not to be judgmental, but my own people, Chinese people who do not speak a word of English, why do they get their grandparents here? And all of a sudden I go, wow, they live in the garden and they have like people come cook twice a week or clean twice a week. Who's paying for that? Oh, the state. Well, where did they get the money? Hello? From you and me. So were these people getting richer? I'm talking about Jim Muir and the Las Vegas script. I don't know why I deviated, but this is the scheme of the deep state is to make us what? A communist country, because this country, that's why they want to get rid of the Constitution, disrespect the flag. Then like the NFL players, everybody got an axe to grind, it's injustice and that kind of bull. Because division is the big weapon of the enemy. So they want to divide us. It's divide and conquer, and don't fall for it. Because I have, friends. I think Loki, he's a veteran, very honorable person. I believe he's African American, and he has no axe to grind. Why is it that everybody they brainwash you have axe to grind? So then they're getting the welfare checks, and then recruited by so-called the BLM, and I still firmly believe Soros has everything to do with it. Why the devil have to use his advocate? I don't know, because maybe they don't care, they'll burn in hell forever. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know, because we don't have division. These people sold out to the enemy. So what I have is Soros, Clinton, and Jim Muir, and like I said, the deep state, right, in the beginning. So they probably got like Harvey Weinstein. Again, it's speculation. Of course, you say, what proof do you have? But, listen to my little breakdown. I've said that with the script development, and Jason Aldean, he was chosen. I saw another person had a video like on his history, and how he has all these tattoo and worshiping the sun and part of the so-called Illuminati or whatever. But yeah, definitely he has to know it, because he stayed on the stage even after the bullets started flying and everything, and then he ran off. But the harvest, definitely harvest. It's the harvest, their harvest, to present that sacrifice to their sphynx right in front of that Luxor that has that evil eye that's shooting out the light day and night, and the Twin Tower next to it in Mandalay Bay, the resemblance. Of course, it is hiding in plain sight. Harvest 91101. It's Harvest 91 Festival occurred on 10/1. 10/01, so 911. FBI, CIA, they're all in on it, and then as you know, there's still, you have to believe in evidence. I'm just saying, you can't just buy into whatever people tell you, because the witness, Patsy, I hate to use that word, I was gonna say like scapegoat, or he was a duck, or whatever, he was a duck. Scapegoat, because I'm a Patriots fan, and I don't like to use the word patsy, but he Paddock, it's a patsy, and of course, according to the script, you have to have the good guy. So ironically, they put Jesus. They actually found an actor named Jesus Campos, right? Supposedly he came on the scene and to stop the killer, but wait, because nothing matched, or something screwed up. All right, during the playing out of the script, and I think that's why Harvey Weinstein, became like, they said, well, that's it. We're just, we're gonna fuck him over because he screwed up. The blame is on the guy. Okay, this is my theory. Whatever, you can make your own judgments, but I'm just looking from top down instead of like. Ambush every little bit of pieces. Of course, they're very, very important too. That would just help putting that big picture, like the puzzle. More people, once they go through their cell phones, believe me, these evil people, Soros or whoever, Murin, that sold out 85 million stock shares of he stocks, and Soros short put. So basically, short put, it's such a scam. I don't know why it's illegal. It's gambling in the future. If you know that in the future the stocks are going to fall due to a certain event, he should go to jail. Why isn't he go to jail? So that brings the question that are they all in on it? When I say, like, why is it? Because the prosecutor not going to prosecute if they're in on it. It's so obvious. It's insider trading. He could not possibly know the future, but he's been doing this forever. I'm talking about George Soros, is betting on the fall. So if you bet on the future price is going to drop and you sell, so I think this is how it works. I mean, whatever the so-called the short, the option put. So if you sell it at today's price, but you don't have to pay it until certain days, like later down the road, you're taking a chance, because if, say, that day the price rose or rise is actually the future tense, then you're screwed. But if you sell it today at $30 a day, today, for 10,000 shares, and then 10 days later it goes to $10, you have made literally $20 per share. You see what I'm saying? Because then when you pay them back, you just pay the cheapo price. That's my experience about the in the past, like short option or put. Anyways, so it's blood money regardless at how smart they are, and they are pretty happy that we are like chicken without heads, like looking for, oh, I'm staking out. I mean, I love Laura Loomer, don't get me wrong, staking outside of Las Vegas, Jesus Campos' home, try to get an interview, knowing that there's no way that he's gonna come out and talk to them. They even had the security guard, it was too funny, outside of his house, Jesus Campos and Laura Loomer in the middle of the night say, who's this company, who's providing, who's paying for you? And they have on screen. So basically on screen security is probably like actors for hire on screen. And then funny, it's not funny because it's blood, and they probably were laughing up there when they were watching the brutality. The Live Entertainment is the company who's owned by MGM Grant, who owns Mandalay, who provided that menu. So forget about all the other stuff. They're just so-called, you know, when they put the smoke screen, they say, oh, Paddock, check this out, here's this sexual fantasy. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Okay, it's like the lone gunman on the grassy knoll. You know, you can't, there's no due process. And there's no evidence. The only footage I ever seen of this guy Paddock is somebody dug it out from the past, like he slipped and fall 2000, when was that, 11 or 12, somewhere else. You know, anyway, so basically, if that guy's dead, you have no witness, so whatever you want to say or do, and remember the lag time where they have to shift the story around. This poor guy, Joseph Lombardo in Las Vegas, sheriff, he looked like he was a dead man. You said the wrong thing. There's Aaron Bruce, and he will kill you for sure. Next thing you knew is, you know, he's gonna die of some kind of depression and blew his head off from behind, right? There's, you know, people usually, they go through the mouth if they shoot themselves, but not behind the head like John Bellman. So that is really what got me so not just interested, that turn about John Bellman. I go, where does that come from? You know, that's got me like more convinced and persuaded that the script fucked up. Because if it didn't fucked up, and everything seriously should be going as planned, then my speculation is that so-called 32nd floor should have had some kind of explosion. And since that did not happen, the reason why I got to that suspicion was that there was a so-called non-rechargeable cell phone lithium battery. It's not even for Paddock's phone. I don't know why they put that clue out there. I think these people really like it. They're like, ha, 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 ha. You know, get these YouTubers Alex Jones, everybody, Laura Loomer, like looking like digging, getting their cell phone footage. They're actually getting off on this shit, believe it or not. Despite the blood they shed, they probably didn't think they shed enough blood. But like I said, this evil, the whole thing is a sacrifice. If you've seen the picture, the bleachers had all the devil horns on them and they were painted red. Live entertainment in front of the Luxor, right in front of that Sphinx. And then the Twin Tower, Harvest 91. So I heard someone say they call this this script the pyramid or something. I think it's the Harvest 911. And so anyways, that's the crime, so-called crime scene. There's no way that this guy could have done this. I mean, you know it. You and I know it, okay? Very clearly. And anyways, I'm not here to persuade anybody. I'm just trying to do this so-called the breakdown, whether, you know, it just makes me happy. All right. I don't really want to have a big argument. I am actually very grateful for people that were just like people, total strangers that were giving me comments and links so that I can get more knowledge on this. But the fact was that there was, oh yeah, yesterday, did you see the helicopter shot that was caught on footage? The helicopter shooting out of the helicopter. Because at first I go, really? That's weird. Someone was speculating since the very beginning, it was not gunshots, it was a helicopter. And there was the port, chopper port. So everything is right there, right next door. So it could be that cue was ba 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 when the lights start, right? Remember, they shine all the lights. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. In your movie theater, nobody shines the light on you. They shine on the screen. But if you've seen the shots of freeze frames, they actually turn on the lights on the people. So we, the people, were slaughtered like sheep. Anyways, the helicopter shots were captured by someone that was staying there. So there's going to be a lot of footage, cell phone footage. There were people being killed in Hooters because they counted 1620 ambulances. And that would explain why that poor lady, Schumer, that, you know, she's leading this thing more than one shooter thing, that she mysteriously died. And like I was saying, so it's a fear, intimidation that these evil people try to put on you. Like, oh, well, remember the Antifa, they first came out, or they were beating up Trump voter, don't vote for Trump. And I seen Facebook posting where they gagged this poor kid because he was a Trump supporter. They beat the shit out of him and all that kind of stuff. Tell me if that's, is that barbaric? Is that the way that they want to start a war? They wanted a war. Alex Jones even said that something about November the 4th, that to these evil people. But I think they already started it. They burned a bunch of houses down Anaheim Hills, Sonoma, and now they're blaming. They're saying the illegal drug cartel did it or whatever. But hey, Jerry Brown just got $36 billion, money that he's sweating, you know, because he's putting this California in such a great jeopardy with unfunded pension funds and, you know, all these illegal, they're paying off, right? So 36, that's a lot of money. I say that is a lot of blood money. I just don't know. I mean, God is a judge. I'm not the judge. I just don't know if God or heaven and earth doesn't deal with them shrewdly, because they think they're shrewd. And God says that I will laugh. It's like, ha ha ha. He will laugh at them. I'm not laughing. God will laugh at them. I'm just saying, I don't know what God laugh sounds like, but it probably, ha ha ha, you think you're shrewd. You know, but we have to fear the Lord. And someone wrote me, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So anyways, the 32nd floor, I mean, it doesn't, you know, there's not one shell casing, nothing. No, again, where's the evidence? No evidence whatsoever, Patsy. Paddock, it's Patsy. They were supposed to blow up the scene so that, you know, nothing could be verified. That'd be easier. I think that when I say breaking down the script, that's when things screwed up. Maybe, but just bear with me for a moment. Why didn't that lithium battery, why didn't the detonator go off? I still have one question. I beg to have you to help me find what's happening behind this Ultra Life. That's, I believe Ultra Life is also evil part of Ultra Life Corp. Okay, so they're the one that making these kind of batteries, but the inventor of this so-called the lithium battery that's used by the Secret Service, the agent or Navy SEAL, military grade supposedly, that detonate is supposed to, right? That's why they're tellurides, supposedly, right? With Paddock. Okay, just imagine that, please bear with me, that according to the script, boom, blow up, fine. Okay, Paddock is the bad guy, but then everything is fucked up because of the explosion, and we can't retrieve anything, it's turned to ashes. So, that's it, case closed. But when they got up there, I'm talking about, you know, not everybody's in on it, but, you know, the main heads, like the FBI, once they got up there, they saw, well, it didn't blow up. Maybe they were trying to blow that thing up for a while. That's why there was a 70-minute gap, because they said the shooting stops after 9 minutes, but there was like a whole hour, more than 60 minutes, I think it was 60 to 70 minutes, help me out here, you know, before they were actually like in the room of Paddock, right? So my breakdown was that since they were trying to set this thing, it just wouldn't blow. Okay, shit, now we have to make it look like a crime scene, take some hasty photos. So that's why everything, like I said, they said nothing matches, because they just try to literally scatter it there. Try to place, do you see how carefully they try to place one firearm in this position, lay one in that position, and then stuck a bunch of them in some kind of a, like in the middle, like a bathtub, and nowhere near the window, no shells anywhere, right? Because, you know, supposedly he shot 200 rounds, Paddock, into the so-called the hallway, and that's when Jesus, the Savior, comes in. But you guys already know that because you gather them from the InfoWar. That's why that we want to know. I mean, not everything out there that can really feed me the right information, but you have to, that's why you have wisdom, and you say, oh, okay, this makes sense, whatever. So what had happened, what really got my attention was 48 hours later, the headline, I saw this guy came out of nowhere. John Bellman shot himself, and not only that, his disabled daughter in the wheelchair 12 hours, not even 12 hours after the FBI talked to him about this Vegas thing. So that got me like, wait. What's this guy way down in New Jersey or Newark or whatever, right? Fairport, right? Why will you wake up your daughter 4 in the morning and wheel her out in the backyard and use a shotgun? You know how loud that motherfucker is? Like, boom, shot her, and turned around and shot himself, he says, in the back of the head. How do you do that? How do you do that? Somebody executed you, John Bellman. I feel bad. Maybe they're pissed, or he might talk or whatever. But he's the inventor, remember, of this, so you can help me out to solve this puzzle here. Inventor of that lithium battery that now Ultra Life, within 48 hours, don't tell me there was not an order given to Ultra Life, who's making these useless batteries. Why do the taxpayer, we have to borrow money to pay them $49.8 million, if I'm right? Was it 49 point? So I believe the threshold, maybe, I don't know why 49.8. So I'm guessing the threshold is under 50. You know, sometimes it's like you go to stores, $19.99, so you don't feel like oh, I have to have a budget. If it's over $20, my wife's gonna yell at me for this, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? 1999, the illusion is under 20 instead of 2020. So we're used to that. But you see, they're using that to 49.8 million instead of 50 million. So maybe there's some kind of oversight. It triggers if it's over 50. But why? Why? Please help me out here. Why will we give, the Defense Department give ultra life? That's my question. If you can answer it, please click to donate, whatever. Anyway, interact. Help me out. Why would then Defense, again, reward Ultra Life Corp $50 million? It's just to make it straight. All right. Why do they make it 49.8? Who are they trying to escape? Is it a congressional budget or something, an oversight? It would trigger some kind of audit for this useless batteries. I would have to say that. I would not trust my Navy SEAL people to use it to detonate anywhere like, you know, Al Qaeda or whatever. Okay, for these batteries. So that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, because I want to focus and I want you to help me solve this thing. So they were gonna blame Trump because they killed the the Trump supporters, and then they're killing us here. We're in California. I mean, this is really, it's crazy. Now all of a sudden the temperature 105. I just got an email from the so-called the neighborhood board, and says that the LAFD is going to conduct a massive some kind of practice or something, you know, in case there's a fire. Whoa, are you telling us beforehand what you're going to do? So we're exposing that. You know, my thought is, since there's just so many so-called Hollywooders. Yeah, it's probably, I don't know where Ellen DeGeneres lives, but that was an interesting point that I don't think you got it last time. So I just want to revisit this. The Jesus dawned on me when someone wrote me. They say, didn't you know that if you go to, it's almost like when I lived in Hawaii, when they call you a haole, they actually, the word haole, it's white mountain pig in Hawaiian, white mountain pig. But they just smile. They, oh, you're haole boy. Oh, you're haole boy wife. Oh, you're haole too. Okay, so they discriminate against you, but they call you haole derogative. But then they say with a smile, oh, you're just haole. So make you think that it's just for outsiders. They call outsiders because they're Hawaiians, but they still take our money. They're just the same, right? They take the food stamps, right? You know what I'm saying? They rebel against us, the United States of America, but it's fine because they want their own country. Let them have their own country. I'm talking about the Hawaiians. They drove just about everybody out. Seriously, I know the golf course when I was going there, they camp out there. They call them nations of Hawaii, but they still take your food stamps. They still take your welfare check. So it's ironic how we are in the business of giving money without your consent to you know, these illegals. So somebody's got to fight back. Somebody got to sue the government, just like EKY sued the LADWP for embedding this tax, the surcharge, and they won the surcharge into our power bill. I don't know, I may get $2 because they include me as part of the class action. I got a postcard. So we the people, we have to fight back, because if you don't, we end up George Washington over again. We have no country. They'll break our backs and break the backs of a yoke, put a yoke on you. You can't breathe. You can't do anything. Anyway, so Jesus, okay, what I was saying, Jesus, then that's a character they conjure up. I have to flip my hair a little bit because it is so hot. It's 104. And it's an insult. Okay, like she was saying to me, this lady that said that if you go to a liquor store run by a Muslim, they call you boss, but they're insulting you. They're actually calling you assholes. They say it with a smile. And so Jesus, and they dangle this bait in front of, like, oh, well, we don't know where. Well, of course he can't give testimony. There's nothing going to jive. That's why, you know, they send Jesus eventually to Ellen DeGeneres show because it's a Joker show. She's a comedian, right? Of course she's in cahoots. She's hired by the MGM Grand. That's why they have like her machines there, like her what do you call those slot machines? Oh my God. What extent they will go to buy off more people for the devil. Seriously. But think about it. Eternally, think about it, right? You can gain the whole world and lose your soul. What's so good? Because that's why the word says that. Fear him. Fear him. When you leave your body, you're here for a very short time, maybe 100 years. But eternal, it's wow. Someone, I saw somebody at church. It was incredible. He brought a little piece of string and he put it, he hold on to it. And then he had the whole stage wrap around from front end to the back end with a different color strings. That's like forever. He said, you're holding on to this little red string, but it goes outside to the parking lot. You see what I'm saying? Eternity, you cannot fathom that. So fear him who can burn souls eternally, where worm does not die. Worm does not die. It's frightening. Fire does not quench. Fire! Ugh. Well, Jesus said it. I didn't say it. Look it up. He said, why do you think that he come and put up such a suffering to be the lamb for us if hell wasn't so bad? It was so bad that he came and died for us. As God, he could just say, screw you. You all deserve to die and burn forever. So anyway, so that's why they dangle, when I say they, the deep state, so like they, the shadow government, the evil, the Satan, the devil, the Soros, Mandalay Bay. I don't want to say George Clooney. I don't know why I thought of that. But they dangle this, we're going to give Jesus Campos the interviews. He's supposed to be a hero, but he wasn't because they changed the timeline. Because remember, nothing fits. He was supposed to came in during the shooting of Paddock and stopped him from killing more people or whatever. But since nothing jived, that's why they're pissed off. So there's another goal, like I said, maybe Harvey Weinstein, and now he's a fallen one, right? He's a fallen one because I'd be pissed. The devil is pissed. That didn't go as planned. What? You only bring us 58 sacrifices, supposed to be, because they were shooting out of the helicopter. Look at it. There's a fire. They're firing out of the helicopter. I saw it last night. A guest, was it Mandalay? Was a guest that videotaped it with his cell phone. So all these things are going to come out, and FBI wiped away. If you were stupid enough to give them your so-called evidence, cell phones or text, they wiped it, they cleaned it, they scrubbed it. You cannot trust your government, the FBI, the CIA. Of course, it's very. I hate to say that, I don't want to add more fear factor, but I just want to say for the sheer. I would call that entertainment, maybe element that these evil people had, that they made fun of. Oh, here's your Jesus. Oh, he's supposed to be Hannity, but put Hannity on hold. Last minute cancellation. Hannity didn't say anything, but imagine they're probably pissed. They have to scramble, but the other people just laugh. Ha ha ha! You think you're gonna talk to Jesus Campos? No way. He's like. Mouth shut. I wouldn't be surprised to disappear out of into the thin air after that only interview, because he didn't even say it. It was Ellen DeGeneres. It was somebody spoken to their ears. Make sure you tell everybody this is the only interview of Jesus Campos, and not the interview will be granted because we just can't make up the lies. It's the reconciliating with the truth, because the truth always prevails, as you know. But they were making fun, they were mocking Hannity. They're not gonna let Hannity grill this guy. You kidding me? Anyway, so they chosen, so they said, okay, let him go on this degenerate show for a little bit. Like, don't talk much, don't say nothing, keep your mouth shut, let Ellen talk, and that's it. the joker. That's how they mock your Jesus, your Savior. They're not mocking me, they're mocking Jesus. So right now, I'm just saying, the Lord, Jesus, you're Lord. You're letting them mock your people and kill your people like sheep. And goes back to number, I know it's my tripod, new tripod to hold the phone so I don't have to use a selfie stick. So it goes back, how long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long shall I take console in my soul and having sorrow in my heart daily? How long will my enemy be exalted over me? Seem like they're winning, Lord. I don't get it. Consider and hear me, O Lord, my God. Enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death, and lest my enemies say, I have prevailed against him. Let those who trouble me rejoice when I'm moved, lest them that who trouble me rejoice when I'm moved. Okay, but I've trusted in your mercy. My heart will rejoice in your salvation. And I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me. See? And the fool has said in his heart, this is 14th Psalm, if you didn't know, Psalm, okay? I got an old, laugh at me, right? I have an old Spirit-filled Jack Hafer. It's really old, lost a lot of pages. So if somebody knows where I can get a Spirit-filled Jack Hafer, Spirit-filled New King James. The fool said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none who does good. The Lord looks down from heaven upon the children of man to see if there are any who understand, who see God. No, they have all turned aside. They have together become corrupt. And there's none zilch who does good. No, not one. Have all the worker of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread, and do not call on the Lord. There they are in the great fear, for God is with the generation of the righteous. You shame the counsel of the poor, but the Lord is his refuge. The Lord is our refuge. So we cannot trust in our own strength, but trust in the Lord. All that salvation of Israel will come out of Zion when the Lord brings back the captivity of his people. Let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. So, I guess the bottom line is fear God because he's able. I'm not able. I'm just telling you, what I saw and what I believe from the top down, from breaking down the script. With this Las Vegas, the 911, Harvest 911, Jason Aldean, live entertainment. Again, it's all about money. Health Ranger did a really good breakdown on your, what is that? Your News Daily Wire. Anyway, so they did a breakdown. Zero Hedge did a breakdown also on the money. How the people that own Mandalay Bay, they dump all of their stocks beforehand, and George Soros actually short put it and made over hundreds of millions, insane amount of money, but to him it's a drop in the bucket. But it's okay, take it with you, all right? It's all gonna burn in hell. All right, so yes, thank you, Jesus. This tooth is feeling better, so I'm gonna keep on. I have the fear of the Lord. I'm going to keep on. I'm going to ask the Lord for wisdom if I should get, I don't want to pull, because when you pull, you're injuring more bone structure. So I'm going to pray. I don't know if I should go through this so-called laser perio lace. I heard it's like expensive. It's like $3,000 to $4,000 to do the whole mouth. So I don't know. But anyway, so PayPal me. Or because, the evil, I would say, the principalities, they were trying to restrict my channel, and you heard that from the Health Ranger, everybody else. So, I don't have a gimmick, just PayPal me, that's all. Or get the movie, Rice Girl.